Good day, fans of the X-Files, fans of superheroes, fans of nerds, and fans of everything geek. I am Scott Harding, and with me is my excellent co-host, Kenya.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited to be here.
As you can tell, it's going to be an exceptional episode because we're talking about
the X-Files!
Exactly. We're going to be talking about all things X today, people. We're very excited. We're 4 episodes deep into the new season. Full spoilers ahead, people, so be warned. We're going to be talking about all the old episodes and all the way up to the current 4th episode of the new season. So if you haven't seen anything, catch up and check us out after you do.
So Scott, I'm pretty new to the whole X-Files series. So, I haven't seen all the old seasons, and I've heard like you can just start on season 10 and they kind of fill you in. But I started watching the new season, and there's a couple of little bits of the plot that I'm a little fuzzy on, like the fact that they have a kid who's this smoking character who's all burnt up. What can you tell me about, those parts of the series?
Well, the first episode really hits you with a ton of information. They're basically catching us up over the last 12 years, and they kind of expect a lot of people who are fans of the show because it really just picks up on beat, just like the next thing that happens in their lives. So, yeah, if you're not a fan, you wouldn't know that, Scully was taken and abducted and experimented on and impregnated, and her and Mulder had a child named William, and they put him up for adoption for his safety because they were worried if he was with Mulder and Scully that he would get taken, and so they tried to basically hide him through adoption. So that is really crucial to the plot. There's a few different ways the X-Files rolls. Like there's the whole arc, which I would recommend everybody watching, and that's what you would just call the conspiracy. If you go to Den of Geek, denofgeek.us, they have a great list on the episodes per season that fit in with the overall arcing plot. So I would definitely recommend hop on Den of Geek, catch up. There's about 5 or 6 episodes per season that are completely about the arc, which is Mulder's sister getting abducted, their baby, the cigarette-smoking man. See, the cigarette-smoking man was Mulder's father's friend, and they were around during the Roswell incident, and they've been working as a coalition of humans to cover up. They will basically want to save themselves. There's this group, this government group of these very rich, wealthy people, and they feel like if they can save and protect themselves, the aliens aren't going to wipe them off the map, and they're going to be like the saved few. So a lot of the plotline revolves around that, and the cigarette-smoking man is kind of like the main antagonist. He works for that organization. He always knows way more. And I don't know how he's alive because he was dying and got blown the fuck up in the last episode of the X-Files. So that's why he's completely burned. He was in an explosion in the desert down in the Southwest.
Since I've been watching the older seasons, I know he had been feeding Mulder information to try to further his investigations. But really, it was just him throwing him off the trail, or?
Yeah, the cigarette-smoking man is a very shifty guy. Of course, he gives Mulder information, but it's never really for Mulder's benefit. It's always for his own agenda and the agenda of the secret group of men, the masterminds behind this takeover and trying to save themselves.
Okay.
The cigarette-smoking man is basically like their hitman, assassin kind of guy on the ground doing all the bullshit that a lot of the guys don't want to get their hands dirty.
That stoma thing where he's smoking at? God, that's gross.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The tone of the new episodes is so right. We're 4 episodes in, and we've got a really dynamic amount of X-Files episodes. We've got the really creepy, we've got the campy comedic. We're getting the relationship between Mulder and Scully going again, and it's really wonderful thing to watch.
It's pretty gritty. I mean, what do you think about the Trash Man character? I mean,
Trash Man was great.
It was disgusting.
It took me back to episodes like Leonard Betts. If you guys are big fans, watch Leonard Betts. So in the X lore, there's a few different types of episodes. There's our arc, which is the main plot, the conspiracy, Mulder's sister and all that, which we just talked about. There's Monster of the Week episodes. Monster of the Week episodes are much like Trash Man, which is like, it is what it says it is. It's a Monster of the Week. Some of the great episodes, we can talk about episode called Humbug. We could talk about Leonard Betts, otherwise known as the Cancer Man, the Sewer Man. Like, they had so many episodes where it was just these monsters.
So one of the newer episodes I thought was really interesting and awesome was one featuring the guest star Rise Darby. He's known for being in like Flight of the Conchords as Murray. I saw a lot of interesting things about Mulder's character in that episode. Like, he was going through a lot of doubt about what he believes in and whether or not all these pursuits of like finding the truth is just pointless and,
Just people being
just
douchey.
yeah, exactly. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me what that's all about.
Well, that episode is a really great episode. That is another type of X-Files episode. So, we have our arc, we have our monster of the week, and then we have these episodes that are a little more campy. They take themselves a lot less seriously. And this episode was really important for us, the viewer, and Mulder's character. Over the last, they've explained a few times since the internet has really been mainstream, a lot of the things Mulder believed in and thought were kind of debunked, and he kind of is like has lost faith in his purpose. He doesn't really believe in monsters anymore. He's not sure what he's doing now that the new conspiracy that it's not even aliens, that it's men. He's just kind of in a frumpy place. So we have Scully is actually like, oh well, Mulder, it might be she doesn't want to see him like that. She thinks that she does, but then when he's really like that, she's like, oh. And you always kind of got to remember Mulder kind of represents us, the viewer. Like he's the believer, he's the one who is the most closely connected to us, the audience. So that episode was great because it really reminded me of such awesome episodes as Jose Young's From Outer Space, Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, Postmodern Prometheus, and a lot of those episodes, they were a lot more campy and fun. And the whole purpose of it was so that Mulder could get his belief back. There is mystery in the world. There is monsters. It's not all explained through the internet. And that's actually explaining everything through the internet has been a pretty big theme for the first few episodes. Is because you remember back when X-Files was on originally, the internet was not what it is now. It was, a few forums here and there. X-Files had a very large online presence, but there was no Facebook, there was no social media, there was no groups of people debunking everything. So it really was important for them to establish themselves in 2016 so they can be relevant in what's going on.
That's all useful information, but there's also one other thing I want to hear from you, and it has a lot to do with that episode and a particular scene. So, what do you think about Scully, Scott?
Oh, who doesn't love Scully?
Oh my God,
Scully's
oh my God,
so
Scully! If you're
insanely
watching
hot.
this, I really need a sugar mama right now,
Scully?
and I really hope it's you. I hope you think, take a look at this just for a second.
Take a
just
peep
consider,
over at
take
Kenya.
consideration, because I'll treat you good.
He will. He'll buy you a donut.
Well, she'll be my sugar mama. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You'll
here.
buy him a donut.
I'll love you for it.
Yeah, I guess you're talking, would you want to be with Scully? Like, Scully's an awesome character. Gillian Anderson, smoking incredible. I can't even believe how good she's still looking and how great she is. But her character is kind of a little, for lack of a better word, she's a little frumpy. I don't know if she'd really make a good partner.
I'm not gonna lie. There's something about the frumpiness I'm just kind of like a little into.
She might be a little too religious. I don't know. And beyond that, she's Mulder's. Like that's their thing. There's a bunch of the plots.
But like you said, we're all supposed to be like in
we
Mulder's
are Mulder,
show.
so
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
we all gotta keep our hopes up, I guess.
That relationship dynamic between Mulder and Scully, we're seeing start to play up again, and we saw it a lot in the 4th episode. Because Trashman was kind of dark, but it also got to Scully's family, which plays a big part of her character and her going from really believing in Mulder. And this has a lot to do with the second film. Believing in the supernatural and then being very pragmatic and I believe she's Catholic, very Catholic-based belief system, and she's a scientist. So, a lot of the first few seasons, you got to realize this is something that a lot of people won't know that are just picking up. They hired Scully, the FBI hired Scully to debunk Mulder. Like that was her whole entire agenda for the first 2 seasons was, we're hiring you. You need to tell us how loony this guy is, and so we can get rid of him. Because he's asking too many questions and he's weird. So a lot of people don't really realize that Scully's whole job originally was to prove that Mulder was full of shit. So you're always getting that crisis of her character. We've seen a lot of really great guests this year already. And I'm hoping, the X-Files is exceptionally famous for bringing a lot of people to light,
Jack Black had his start, and so did Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
You said Lucy Liu, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bryan Cranston. Vince Gilligan, who created Breaking Bad, was one of the writers. He wrote the episode Drive, which I believe was season 6, episode 2. So, and that, so many guest stars. We could go on forever. Just hop online and look how many careers were started through the X-Files. Giovanni Ribisi, Jesse from Breaking Bad was also got a start in season 9. He was one of the later people, so It's a wealth of talent that kind of cropped up out of the X-Files.
So where do you think this new season's taking us? Where do you think it's going?
I really think, there's only 6 episodes in the first season. We're already through 4, but I think that this first 6 episode is just reestablishing the universe and getting a lot of people interested in the X-Files again. The 4 episodes we've seen have all had a very different tone and all kind of hit a different beat, which was a lot of the main things that made the X-Files great were those different tones and beats. So they've kind of, we've got the main conspiracy with the first episode. The second episode was like a psychological horror, which was really dark and also part of the main conspiracy. So we're still getting arcs through that. The third episode was our fun monster of the week mixed with the campiness, which those are my favorite episodes anyways. And the fourth episode was like our dark monster, our mystery, our unsolved, world of X-Files.
Again, I just want to say Scully's like, my dream girl. She's hot as hell, and I'm a little bit sad that I'll never be able to love her like I want to. But, I think that gives the viewers, kind of what they need to know.
I just went to denofgeek.us. Go there. It's got a great way to watch the episodes, from the arcs to the monsters to the love stories. It's pretty comprehensive. They really just pick up and get right into it, and I think that we're going to get more seasons. I don't think we're going to get full 22-episode seasons because I know that Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny have other conflicts. So if I get 6 episodes a year, I'm going to be super stoked. Like, I'm just happy that episodes are coming out.
Do you think they're actually going to be making more seasons after this?
I'm pretty sure they're going to make more seasons. I don't see how they could wrap everything that they just opened up in 2 episodes.
Yeah. I can see that.
And there's so much I want to see. So we see the cigarette smoking man is alive, but what about the lone gunman? Like, the lone gunman, they gave their lives, but since cigarette smoking man's alive, maybe they're alive. The lone gunmen were a great aspect to the show. The 3 conspiracy nerds who Mulder usually referenced and would ask information about. So much good television. If you haven't watched it, the first 7 seasons of The X-Files is insane.
I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
8 and 9, I would go through and look online and find the episodes that are crucial and skip the rest. That's kind of where it fell off. Yeah, we're excited to see what's going on with the X-Files. We're excited to see all the new guests that are going to be coming out. We're excited to see where they're going with it. I have no idea. We need to see more of Scully. Can't get enough Scully. Can we get some more Scully?
Please?
Yeah, we're looking forward. Monday nights. Monday nights on whatever viewing device you view on.
Well, I think that concludes the Philosopher's Stone for this week's episode on the X-Files.
The X episode.
We hope you enjoyed it. We want your feedback. Tell us what you think. Who's your favorite character? We want to do a poll.
Ask us about your favorite episodes. Any older X-Files fans, what are some of your favorite episodes? I'm curious. I've named a few of mine. If you're new to the series, like I said, watch them. They're not dated. The first couple seasons are creepy, like legitimately creepy.
They hold up.
They do. They hold up. Other than their cell phones and the fact that back then Mulder would be like, I left Scully a message and now I don't know how to get a hold of her. So it's all before cell phones. We'll catch you guys next time. Scott Harding, Kenya Simmons.
Howdy.
Philosopher Stoned.